you, Dr. Anne. Good morning. First of all, I'm very impressed to see such a crowd. I thought at 7 a.m. nobody will come. And I'm I was almost shocked. That shows why we have to come here and be active here. Now, you asked me to just be giving my opinion about R&D. In a survey which was published last October, it was recognized that indeed only 8 foreign R&D centers established their base in Korea since 12 years. That's not much. But 5 new ones came here just in 2013. So that's for the Korean economy background. Overall, quite good for R&D centers. It just takes time. The R&D centers coming to Korea or any country, it's mostly based on the global strategy of the multinational investors. It's really a worldwide strategy to invest R&D. It's recognizing that the economy of the selected country reached a sophistication and maturity, diverse economic ecosystem, top-level infrastructure, and adequate scientist education, and capitalizing on all these to grow on the innovative environment, as well as the presence of global key customers who need new products. So for Korea to become successful in attracting more R&D centers, the Korean economy need only to continue to establish policies that comfort the country towards such solid fundamentals, resulting in the conditions that allow these forward-thinking investments to take deep roots in the local economy. But having said that, there are a few factors which were at the basis of my company's decision to invest more massively in R&D here that I could be reinforced, and I can highlight them and could be actively supported. The first one is the presence of a vibrant layer of creative SMEs who have enough capability to manage their development in a professional way, although it's still an undisputed fact that the chaebol's position as key customers will remain essential to attracting foreign investors here, including the R&D purpose, of course. But the second and more long-lasting trend came from the downsizing of chaebol, resulting in the coming of age of various spin-offs, which were headed by ex-chaebol managers or other new generation entrepreneurs. And for Solvay, this was the discovery of a new inspiring partnership. In a nutshell, all measures promoting more of these local creative SMEs with high-quality management skills, including the ability to trade with international standards, transparency, sense of balanced targets and equal terms, mutual trust and understanding, also avoiding too much dominance of the chaebol on their development, should be sought after. This would result into more fertile and diverse environment which captures the imagination of foreign investors for future development growth. The second area of improvement after the SMEs is to more actively promote the fact that intellectual property rights are well protected in Korea. There's no denying that there was a huge progress achieved since the 90s, when at that time so many copycats could do whatever they wanted here without much difficulties. But unfortunately, and probably unfairly despite the progress, still the negative perceptions die last. So I would suggest to make active promotion of what was achieved and publishing success stories. And Dr. An, you're a specialist of doing that. Demonstrating how implementing of Korean laws and regulations really protected against the stealing of trade secrets, which still happens. Such cases could be made public while not revealing even the details of the private company who do not like to reveal these. And then there is also on the regulation side, I have something to say. The last area would be to avoid or to clarify such laws that restrict or could restrict the export of locally developed sensitive technology, except, of course, if used for, war-torn countries. In 2007, and recently amended, there was a law called, or at least the translation I could find from the Google Translate, Loss Prevention and Protection of Industrial Technology Act. This act lists technologies related to electronic, display, battery, hybrid car, and many more fields, more or less all the Korean economy technology. It defines national key technology as those having technical and economical value in both domestic and overseas market, and which high growth or with the leakage abroad would hurt national security and the development of the national economy. So this is quite vague, but it lists obviously all the areas of interest for foreign investors in R&D. So it seems the implementation of this law has not been widespread, but obviously it has created negative opinions among various foreign watchers and keeps on raising alarm bells, while the Korean government initiatives try to promote more investment. Which investor would be fool enough to develop new technologies in Korea if after that he cannot export the result of the work, provided he has paid his taxes and all the costs properly? So this is, I think, something that when we make laws, we have to think what it really means and what is the impact on the perception again. So besides these three explanations, so having a good layer of SMEs, to have a good opinion on protection of the IP, and to avoid laws that would restrict export of technology, I think all the tax and cash subsidy we receive from R&D for R&D purpose are welcome. Thank you very much.